Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, and this is going to be week 1 of the Nacho Gold Digger League. For those who don't know, the Nacho Gold Digger League is a draft league that was created by the Killer Nacho. He created it last year, like in the summer of last year basically, and we all basically participated in the league. It's mostly just people, they're not necessarily like PokeTubers or anything like that, unfortunately, but it's actually just a league that consists of the Killer Nacho, myself, and a bunch of the followers of the Killer Nacho who are still alive to this day and whatnot. And basically what we're doing now is we're in season 2 now, so I wasn't gonna join season 2 of the Nacho Gold Digger League. In fact, when I applied, I was starting to kind of like have problems with people in the server, so I was kind of discouraged and just didn't want to join. But then the snack, which is what I call the Killer Nacho, by the way, he kind of convinced me that I should probably just stay, and I was like, okay, fine, yeah. But I don't know how confident I'm gonna be in this league, in all honesty, because like I said, I was discouraged to continue. Like, I applied for the league, but as soon as the drafting was done, people were just giving me problems, and I was just like, I kind of don't want to be a part of it anymore. Because look, I want to be in this league to have fun, so I don't want to have conflicts or rivalries with anyone. So because that kind of, because then if I lose battles to the so-called rivals, then they start to freaking like make a big deal out of it and whatnot, and I don't like that, honestly. That kind of pressures me a lot. I don't know that if saying this actually puts me in a bad position, but oh well, rip me. But anyways, I digress. Bottom line is that we're now in season 2, and this is gonna be week 1 of the Nacho Gold Digger League. And my first opponent for this league is gonna be Fulham are the best, and the Jacksonville Fulhamites. Fulham is someone I've already battled in the past, obviously. With him, our battles have been relatively close most of the time. Like, I'm always put in situations where I can either lose or win, but like, if I make a mistake, it can cost me the battle and whatnot and all that stuff. Like, Fulham is a very, very good battler. I like how he battles, honestly. It's pretty good. But yeah. So before I play this battle, let me explain a little bit of, at least, yeah, a little bit about the teams that we're having here. Fulham is bringing a pretty nasty team, obviously. His draft in general is kind of nasty, actually, because he has a Tapu Koko, which with electric terrain can spam Thunderbolt, and I have no switch-ins for it. Has a pivoting option, and can taunt. He has Ditto, which if I use a powerful Pokemon like Volcanion, or if I set up Dragonnesses with Dragonite, he can just bring in Ditto and just hit me real hard. Hit anything on my team real hard. And then when I bring something that can deal with Ditto, he just switches out and puts me in another situation where he can bring Ditto back in again and just repeat the same bullcrap, basically. And then there's Porygon Z. I was gonna say Porygon 2, but no, Porygon Z, which obviously these things can carry the Z conversion, and they can almost get away with just sweeping you every single dang time. So that's actually kind of crazy. He has Umbreon, which is an annoying wall that takes hits for days unless you have a fighting type. I do have Pangoro, but fun fact, this Pangoro that I brought doesn't even have a fighting type move. I forgot to put Drain Punch on it, because I think instead I had Toxic, because I was considering Toxic for Pangoro, but because I was gonna change it to Drain Punch, but I forgot to. So yeah, he has Passimian as well, which can be a pivoter. It could be a Scarf user and just pivot, and if he chooses not to pivot, just spam close combat. He hit a lot of that of my team real hard with that. So yeah, Fulham's team, initially I thought it wasn't gonna be a big deal, but as I was team building, like as I was making my team, I started to find more and more discrepancies with his draft. Like, I couldn't find ways to cover everything, basically. You never could typically, but still, I usually try to cover as many possible issues that I might have in the battle in the long run. But with this team that he has, it was really difficult, in all honesty. And you're about to see how that's the case in this battle, actually. It's a very quick battle, actually, because no, I do not get swept by the Porygon Z. That's the only spoiler I'm going to give you right now. I don't get swept by this Porygon Z, actually. But stuff does happen. Like, that escalates the battle very quickly. But here we go. I'm going to lead off with Heliolisk. He's going to lead off with, what's it called? Sasegnon? I don't even know what kind of name is that. But yeah, this is the Porygon Z. He's going to switch out into Fornet, which is the Umbreon. And I'm going to go for Toxic. Reason why was because I don't want that Porygon to possibly have Recover. And then Recover, if if I try weakening the Porygon Z, and I'm not able to KO it when it's at rate HP or something, he'll just go for recover or something. So I just wanted to prevent him from having that recover, because Fulham is that kind of guy who can run recover, in all honesty. I can see him as that kind of guy to run that shit. But yeah, so I go for Toxic. It missed on the Umbreon switching, and I just went for it again because I was like, yeah, I need Toxic on this Umbreon. I was hoping he wouldn't switch out, in all honesty, and thankfully he didn't. Synchronize doesn't really bug my Heliolisk much. I keep forgetting Heliolisk's name, god damn it. But yeah, now I go into Pangoro because I'm kind of locked into Toxic with Heliolisk, because yeah, this is like Scarf Toxic Heliolisk. And I'm gonna bring in Pangoro, which did not have Drain Punch, unfortunately. I forgot to change it from Toxic, because it had Toxic instead of Drain Punch. I was considering putting that just in the off chance I lose a Toxic user, but I had like 3 of them, so I didn't need it on Pangoro. But I forgot to change it, so oh well. So what I do here is go for Taunt. The reason why is because I thought he might stay in, predicting me to try to go for knockoff or something. So I went for Taunt on the off chance he decides to stay. But he doesn't. He ends up switching into Scizor instead. And I'm going to take a very, very powerful U-turn. That because I'm Toxic, because he went for a Toxic earlier on as I switched out Heliolisk. Now I'm in range of just going down to the Toxic after this turn ends, after I go for knockoff on the Umbreon switch-in, knocking off its leftovers. So here I'm going to lose Pangoro, and I think here's where I decide to go into, what's it called? Not Volcanion, Electrode. Reason why is because even though it's a special attacker and you can probably take, it doesn't do much to Umbreon, it still has Taunt. Like, I gave this thing Taunt because I knew this Umbreon, if I don't have anything for this thing, it's gonna be a issue. Like, it's gonna stall the hell out of me if I don't have anything for this thing in the form of Taunt, because it can just Wish, Protect, Stall every single time. And it has Toxic, so that's even worse. If it has Heal Bill, it can prevent itself from getting withered down, and with Wish it'll just be staying alive. But anyways, here I go for Volt Switch because after Taunt I figured he might want to switch out now. I go into Heliolisk here because seeing how much damage that did to the Passimian gave me the confidence that maybe I can just take it out with another Volt Switch from Heliolisk. I wanted to go for Thunderbolt here, but I don't know, I kind of didn't feel like I needed to, because remember that this Heliolisk is Choice Scarfed. I didn't want to just lock myself into Thunderbolt and him bringing, I don't know, something else. In fact, he still had the Umbreon, which I wasn't sure if I could even take it out after the amount of HP that it has, so yeah. Here I go for, he goes into Porygon Z. I go for the Toxic on this thing because I still stick to my plan of getting this thing Toxic, because if this Fulham guy runs this freaking Recover on this Porygon Z, I'll never be able to kill the Porygon Z, and it'll just get away with setting up this and then just running through my team. So yeah, as you can see, he does get away with setting up the Z conversion. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that, honestly. The only way I could have dealt with this was if I had something that can just KO it one shot, but I didn't. So here, this is the part where it gets really complicated. I go into Volcanion here because seeing how he turned into the Ice typing made me think that he'll probably want to go for Ice Beam. This was basically a 50-50 here that I won. But unfortunately, this I know that a lot of Porygons usually carry the Bolt Beam coverage, and unfortunately, Bolt Beam is really like the weakness of this team that I have right now, because he can easily, if he predicts correctly, he can just KO anything on my team, especially now that it's set up Z conversion. So here I switch in Credility to see if he has the Thunderbolt. Maybe he doesn't have it, but as you can see, he does have it. And here, so I win another 50-50, but unfortunately, there's more 50-50s to come. Here, I had to freaking predict whether or not he's going to go for Thunderbolt, predicting my switch into Volcanion. Unfortunately, I decided to stay in this time, predicting him to want to predict now to go for Thunderbolt, because I've been switching in and out, just trying to see if I can actually Poison Stall it. But unfortunately, here I misplayed. Here is where I lost the 50-50. Here, I just make a bad play, like straight up, because what I do here is send in Dragonite going for E-Speed. I was confident I'd be able to take it out, but I completely forgot that this thing got +1 in the defense as well. So I was like, oh, fluff a nutter. And as a result, I just lose Dragonite to an Ice Beam. Not even the freaking multi-scale was able to save me because of the fact that Ice Beam is X4 effective on the freaking Dragonite. So yeah, thankfully this Porygon does go down to the Toxic though, but a lot of my mons went down unnecessarily. And here, unfortunately, I make another 50-50 prediction here. I sent in Volcanion because I was kind of hoping he'd go into the Scizor either the Scizor or the Ditto, but he did not. He went for Tapu Koko instead. I didn't think he'd want to bring in Tapu Koko because he can get the electric terrain up for one of my Pokemon, and I can just spam Thunderbolts after that. But he ended up just going for the Tapu Koko, which it really sucks because now I just have to let my Volcanion go down because I have no switch-ins for Thunderbolt. That was my biggest issue with Tapu Koko here, that I had no switch-ins for it. These two can resist the Thunderbolt, but in electric terrain, it's gonna do me in like a lot basically, because Heliolisk and Electrode are not necessarily the bulkiest of Pokemon in all honesty. So here I'm gonna switch into Electrode because I realize now that he wants to like Poison Stall me by switching in Umbreon and not letting his Tapu Koko take as much damage, or should I say any damage whatsoever. And I switch in here just to go for Thunderbolt, because now here he's gonna bring back Tapu Koko. Reason why he goes into this before anything else is so that he can make sure that the electric terrain doesn't stay here for too long, because this Thunderbolt, as you can see, despite it resisting it, did a lot. So imagine Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko would have just annihilated the entirety of my team. But here I'm gonna lose Electrode because I wasn't able to KO the Tapu Koko. And here my last Pokemon is basically the Heliolisk. Like I said, a lot of my Pokemon went down very quickly because of those 50-50s that I was put in basically. And unfortunately I was just bound to that because there's no way I can easily get around that Porygon Z without it setting up, in all honesty. Or at least I couldn't find any way. So yeah, I did take out the Tapu Koko, which is really good though. But now I can just bring in this Scizor, which now with the electric terrain being gone, it can definitely take out my Heliolisk, and it can definitely it can survive a Thunderbolt. So it's gonna be able to just U-turn the hell out of me right here. I don't know if without a Choice Band it would be able to KO my Heliolisk, but if it can, then it just kills me no matter what. And even then, he still had Ditto in the back, which I'm pretty sure it's a Scarf one, and mine's a Scarf too. So I'd have to win 2 speed ties to even be able to stand a chance against the Ditto, in all honesty. But yeah, so as you can see, we're gonna basically lose week 1 of the Nacho Gold Digger League. In all honesty, I really don't care, in all honesty, because it's fucking Fulham, you know. So he doesn't really give a shit about anything. Like, he loses, he'll just complain, and if he wins, he'll still complain. So it's like, it doesn't even matter if I beat this guy or not. He'll just complain and complain and complain. Watch him say something dumb in the comments. Just watch. But if he doesn't, then that's cool as well, by the way. But yeah, nonetheless, good game to Fulham. That was actually a really good battle, and I'm actually grateful that this battle did not drag, because the Umbreon really made me think that he was gonna just try to drag the battle out like Toronto Pure did last season in the Nacho Gold Digger League. But thankfully that wasn't the case. This battle was actually relatively quick, and because it was so quick, I didn't really feel like drained and like down because I lost. In fact, because I lost really quickly, I'm just like, oh, it happened. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah, that's gonna be week 1. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention this, but yeah, I did not live record this battle despite it being a draft league battle, basically, just because the Killer Nacho, when he does his battles for the NGDL, he usually does the post commentary anyway. So I kind of wanted to fit in with the whole Killer Nacho doing it, so I figured I'd do it myself as well. Not to mention, I think I'm already doing the live commentary for the PGL anyway, so I feel like I don't need to do the live commentary on the NGDL battles, at least not all of them, but because I am considering some of them to be live, but not all of them. And let's just say that the snack is already a given. So, but yeah. Although, do let me know if you guys think that it's good if I should do post commentary or not. Like, you guys think I should do it, or do you guys think I shouldn't do it? I mean, in the end, I still make decisions, but I just want to know what you guys think about me doing post com in draft leagues battles, because this league is not a big league or anything like that. It's just a funsies league that the Killer Nacho made, and I'm just a part of it and whatnot. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below if you guys want to, and thank you guys all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next battle, maybe week 2 or something. But until then, just take it easy. Or should I say, I'll catch you guys later. But for now, just take it easy.